I just wanted to pick up on something you said, Richard, and about the population projections. I mean, you said you thought there might be an extra 2 million people by 2045. I just wonder if that's an underestimate based on the way the population has been growing over the past 20 years. We've had over 2 million people increase in London's population since 1997. So if that's extrapolated, it's getting the rate of increase is getting larger. So wouldn't you expect more like 3 million people or more by 2045 rather than 2 million?
The answer is that forecasting is really difficult. Forecasting population has not gone well in the past. In general,
yeah, it's far more than
but
people have said in the past.
What we have done is we've done what we're required to do in our plan, which is to use the official figures which the GLA use. We've also had various academics looking at them and trying to break it down into smaller areas and then re-aggregate it and see whether there's double counting. There's a lot of work going on at the moment to try and get really good forecasts. But the important thing is that the plan gets redone every 5 years. So we want the best view of the future now, and we'll be revisiting that regularly. And the important point is we have enough headroom that even if population grows up quite sharply, we should be able to cope. So we build headroom into our plans. The further into the future you go, the more headroom there is. So
I mean, like the most recent figure, for example, the mid-year to June 2016, London's population went up in 1 year by 135,000. You know, which is far more, you know, if year by year, if that's replicated, you know, you say over the next 27 years to 2045, if that's replicated year on year, London's population won't grow by 2 million, it will grow by 3.6 million. So that's nearly double your projection. So with your forecasts and, you know, talking about, you know, your meat water needs with a 15% reduction in leakage, a 15% reduction in consumer use. I mean, that's not going to come true if the population is going to go up far more than you're projecting.
You're quite right, and London has grown faster than predicted over the current five-year period. But as I say, we are using the best available forecasts, and we do build headroom into our plans, so we have got time to adapt, because the future will never be exactly as we predicted. In one sense, why wouldn't we generate huge amounts of additional water? Well, the answer is it would be very expensive for our customers, and we could be spending money that doesn't need to be spent. So you've got to get the balance right here. So the important point is to make sure we've got time to adapt if the future doesn't turn out to be quite the way we expect.
As a matter of interest, Daniel, do you concur from the GLA side with the Thames water projections in terms of population, or are we somewhere else on the page in the GLA?
I probably wouldn't want to comment too much on the detail, but I've been party to the sessions that have looked at how they're calculating population projections. It is extremely complicated, and I support the approach that they've taken several views on it, including the academic view, and there is some discrepancy between the two, but I think you're trying to build that into your projection. So broadly in support.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.